Next up, we have Blue Sky Uranium. Now we're going to be heading. We've been in Manitoba. We've covered different parts of Canada. We've been in the gold belt of Ghana, and now we're going to head down to Argentina because Blue Sky Uranium is known in the market for being a leader in uranium discoveries in Argentina. And now with uranium coming back into the spotlight, there's no better time than to be joined by Nick Cacos, Blue Sky's president and CEO. Nick brings over 25 years of management and advisory expertise in the mineral exploration industry. He's worked with Grosso Group since its inception, and he serves as senior level executive for all the member companies. Nick's career includes administration and strategic planning for public companies. He currently serves as an officer and director on a number of TSX Venture Exchange listed companies. And he holds a Master of International Management degree from Heidelberg, Germany. You don't often see that appear at a fantastic university, and a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of British Columbia. Nick, welcome to the Global Mining Symposium.
Why, thank you very much. Oh, let me get my video up here.
Let us see you, Nick.
There we go. I'm here. Thank you for that great introduction, Anthony.
Excellent. Excellent. And Nick, where are you joining us from today? I'd like to check in with everyone.
Well, West Coast, I guess the cloudy city of Vancouver.
Well, not so cloudy these last couple of weeks from my understanding. So
yeah.
Pleasure to have you with us, Nick, and I'm going to turn it over to you and you can do a deeper dive on Blue Sky for all of us.
I will do. Thank you very much. Everybody, thank you very much for that, for joining us today. As Anthony mentioned, we're going to be talking about, I'll be just going over and talking about Blue Sky Uranium Corp and the really exceptional opportunity that the company holds in Argentina, which is not just the largest uranium vanadium deposit currently in the country, but a deposit that has a district scale that with the potential to rank amongst the largest uranium districts in the world with some of the lowest operating costs. I'm going to give me the time and I'll bear this out. Here's the disclaimer for the presentation. By the way, this presentation is available on our website for anybody to download. Overall, some of the brief investment highlights for Blue Sky. We're operating in amidst a global supply deficit. So what that means is that the price of uranium is continuing to go up as there's more demand than there is supply. And also, specifically, there's a very unique business opportunity for Blue Sky in that Argentina itself, as I'll show, has as a nuclear country, has an in-house demand. They have a demand for uranium, and we have the possibility to be a supplier one day. Our project is underpinned by just under 23 million pounds of uranium and 11.5 million pounds of vanadium. The resource is certainly open for expansion, but as this project has got district scale length, spanning up to 145 kilometers, there are many targets that we've identified. This has the opportunity to grow tremendously. So by the end, I will hope to have demonstrated that, you know, Blue Sky's Amarillo Grande project is a world-class uranium district that has the potential to be amongst the largest with some of the lowest operating costs. Here's a map of Argentina depicting our projects. Amarillo Grande is located in the province of Rio Negro, which is in the northern part of the Patagonia region. The company itself, Blue Sky, is managed by Grosso Group Management Limited. Grosso Group are the experts in Argentina. They pioneered mining exploration in the country back in 1993 when it opened its borders for international investment. And Grosso Group is arguably one of the most successful management mining groups in that country, in Argentina and beyond, having made 4 major discoveries, 2 of which are in production, and 1 which is still stands as the world's largest undeveloped silver project. And of course, Amarillo Grande, which was the topic of our discussion. Just briefly, some of the key personnel behind Blue Sky. Our chairman, Joe Grosso, is besides being president and founder of the Grosso Group, gives the company a tremendous competitive advantage in Argentina. He's been Mining Man of the Year, inducted in the Mining Hall of Fame in Argentina, just gives us a tremendous profile. And then another person worth mentioning here is Guillermo Pensado, our VP Exploration, who is our man on the ground. He too is an award-winning geologist, having won Exploration Geologist of the Year. And briefly, Chuck Edwards, our processing engineer and mineralogist. He was the chief metallurgist for Cacos for a number of years, and he's behind all the engineering and metallurgy work for our company. Now, stepping back and look at that uranium, as we see globally, there is a bigger appreciation for the safe, secure, reliable, and carbon-free uses of uranium through generating electricity in nuclear power plants. This is increasing demand as more and more global reactors are being built, but the supply isn't keeping up pace. So this is exacerbating the price. And as we've seen in the last couple of years here, since 2018, the price of the uranium is beginning to go up, and it's projected to rise quite substantially. As I said at the outset, Argentina is a nuclear country involved in every facet of the nuclear cycle. The only aspect that they do not have is production of uranium within the country. So they import the uranium needs from abroad, and paying upwards of $85 a pound, which is an exceptional premium to the $30, the spot price that the price of uranium is at today. And this is where Blue Sky is the most advanced and largest uranium deposit in Argentina currently, has a unique opportunity to be able to position ourselves to supply the country potentially with a domestic source of uranium. Now I'll move on to the Amarillo Grande project in province of Rio Negro. Here is a map depicting the outline of the property. There's over 300,000 hectares of property that span, as I said, 145 kilometers in length by about 50 kilometers wide. We've been working on this district for upwards of nearly 15 years, but it really hasn't been until the last few years that we've really accelerated our exploration. It was in 2017 where we discovered the initial Ivana deposit. The resource estimate was first published in 2018, and we also published a PEA and an updated resource just a couple of years ago in 2019. Now, as the project, as I stated, is situated in the province of Rio Negro, I just want to emphasize briefly, because even this province is a strong nuclear jurisdiction. They've got research nuclear reactors. They even have a pilot uranium enrichment plant just a couple hundred kilometers to the west. And furthermore, exceptional infrastructure because of the bustling oil and gas industry that's nearby. So there's water, railroad, there's a deep sea port. So just an exceptional environment for us to be working in. And the potential of Amarillo Grande is very much similar to what we see in Kazakhstan, where some of the world's largest uranium deposits are situated. The geological setting, both projects, ours and in Kazakhstan, they're sandstone hosted. Now, what you see in Kazakhstan is groundwaters carrying the uranium and then depositing into these what's known as redox fronts. And in Blue Sky, we've Amarillo Grande project, we see the same kind of model appearing here. And with us controlling the entire district in the area, we think this has got a tremendous opportunity to become a rival to the Kazakhstani uranium deposits. This is the Amarillo Grande's mineral statement for Ivana, showing 28 million tons of just under 23 million pounds of uranium and 11.5 million pounds of vanadium. The deposit itself, depicted by the red outline here, is what's interesting to note here is that there's we've worked on after we published the resource, shows the open nature of this deposit, and that we feel fairly confident we'll be able to grow the size of this deposit. and the metallurgy. The metallurgy and the process testing is very, very key here because it's simple, which in my mind also means potentially very cheap. In the first stage, what we would do is with a digger, there's no explosives required or blasting. We would scoop up the ground and basically put it through a wet scrubbing and screening. And this simple process itself increases the grades of the uranium and vanadium about 4 times, but reduces the mass that we have to deal with by upwards of 77%. And then we put that through an alkaline leach process, which is a process that's been tried and true many times. And we get an excellent recovery of 85% for uranium and 53% for vanadium. And like I said, what's exciting about this is that it's cheap. And this was demonstrated by the PEA we published a couple of years ago. Some of the key points here about this PEA is the net present value of the project right now situated is about $135 million, but the CapEx is about $128 million. That includes a $28 million
Hi, Nick. Sorry, it seems like you froze there for a minute. Maybe if you stop your camera. Now we got you back, so that's good. But maybe if we just stop your camera while you're sharing the screen, it might just help a little bit with bandwidth.
Oh, turn off my my camera?
Yeah, if you just hit stop camera at the bottom left. I know, sorry. Today's one of those weird days with technology, but we're making it happen.
Stop video, right?
Please, yes. Perfect. Now you can keep talking and sharing your screen, and then when Anthony comes on to ask you a question, you can definitely.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you.
No, of course.
So our cash costs are just over $16 a pound, and compare this with other producers around the world. What we did is we plotted that amongst other operating mines, and if our Ivana deposit was in production today, or about a year ago, this is where it would rank. It would rank amongst the lowest first quartile producers in the world. And you can see there, most of these are all based in Kazakhstan. So, when you're starting out on a new project, this is exactly the kind of space that you'd like to be in. The Amarillo Grande project is zooming out again. This numbers here depict some known targets that we wish to explore that we feel that have the potential to add additional either deposits or pounds of uranium and vanadium. Numbers 2 and 3 on the map there indicate Ivana Central and Ivana North. That's where we have a drill program that's currently ongoing, and the results of that will probably be known I guess in about a month. So in summary, the project has got very easy access. We've got provincial infrastructure that's all in place. The geological setting and the characteristics are very similar to what we see in Kazakhstan, which are some of the biggest in the world. The project itself is underpinned by a value of just under 23 million pounds of vanadium and 11.5 million pounds of vanadium. The initial PEA with a low cost establishes a potential viability of the project, and shows that this has the potential to, with exploration potential, to rank amongst some of the largest districts in the world with some of the lowest quartile operating costs. And briefly, our share capital here, we're trading at around $40 million market cap, 162 million shares outstanding. About 60% of those shares are controlled by friends, management, and business associates and family. So, we basically have been funding this and put our money where our mouth is. And with that, I'd like to wrap that up and say, well, I'm happy to take any questions.
Fantastic, Nick. Fantastic job as usual on the presentation. Lots of interesting stuff there and so much going on with this section of the market. We do have one here from John. He's asking, can you share your opinion on how critical it is to get the small modular reactors into widespread use, given that they have the lowest greenhouse gas source, and his words, known to humanity? Is this going to be, it is something we are tracking and it is very interesting. Is it significant for demand for yellowcake?
I think we're seeing small modular reactors being accepted for use more and more globally because Interestingly, the costs of building these and implementing these are very, very cheap and very controllable. They can be relatively quick, especially when compared to large nuclear reactors, and they can be placed and situated in heavy industries in remote regions, like in oil sands, for example, in Alberta or elsewhere. So they're gaining a lot of use, and we're seeing these being produced more and more. And interestingly, the province that we're operating in Rio Negro actually manufactures and exports small modular reactors, and they're quite well known. So we're operating in a very positive, nuclear friendly jurisdiction.
Well, you made that point off the start, and that further backs that up. A lot of people will not realize that Argentina is a nuclear consumer and has their own proprietary technology. What about listen? With any of these, financing is such a big part. You have some ambitious plans there. What's your thinking around your next financing? Is it?
We've got a drill program ongoing right now, and the drill program has been going a little slower than what we anticipated. There was a few glitches with the drill rigs, and then afterwards we had some issues with some very wet weather. But anyways, it's proceeding very well now and on target. We expect financing probably in the next few months.
Okay, that's soon. And when should we start seeing some of those results out of the drill program?
I'm hoping by mid to end of June, we should have some results coming out.
Okay, well, that's coming fast.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Nick. We're going to have to leave it there, but we'll continue to watch. And
thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Fantastic to have you here, Nick. You take care. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. Bye-bye.